Welcome back to another episode of the White Sox March to October, and today is the start of the 2026 World Series. And it's not just any World Series, this is the World Series where we have a chance to three-peat. We have a chance to cement the Chicago White Sox in the history books as a dynasty, an official dynasty. 3 championships in a row does that. We already had the greatest record of all time in the regular season. We have swept our way to the World Series, and all that stands in our way from one more championship is a matchup with the 6 seed St. Louis Cardinals. This is a matchup that I did not expect to see, but it's a fun matchup because this is now the 3rd different team we faced in the World Series in 3 years, and none of those 3 teams have been the Dodgers. So before we hop into game 1, let's get ourselves a little bit more familiar with these St. Louis Cardinals, because on paper, looking at the fact that they were the 6th seed in the National League kind of makes you assume this should be our easiest matchup yet of the postseason. So looking at their record, they finished 91-71, which is actually the same record the Rangers had that won the AL West, and I'm pretty sure was the 2nd best record in the American League. But the Cardinals come in at an overall rank of only 18, so by that measure, they shouldn't be a playoff caliber team, and nothing's really outstanding, but also nothing's really terrible. All their rankings within the attributes are kind of all around the middle of the pack. So I'm curious to see who they have left on their team, because you have to imagine Goldschmidt's done. And actually, this just looks like a solid team up and down. Well, maybe not all the way down, but yeah, a lot of 80 overalls. Their top 7 hitters all in the 80s, actually all 83 or higher. And then they have Mason Wynn and Dylan Carlson on the bench, who I imagine would become starters if we throw a lefty, which so yeah, this kind of just looks like a solid team. I feel like that's just what the Cardinals are, though. They're just always a solid team. And I mean, I feel like just skimming through, that's kind of reflected in the seasons that their players had. Nobody's like going crazy here. I mean, obviously a 323 average is really good, but I feel like a lot of postseason matchups, you face teams that have guys with that average, but also hit like 50 home runs. And Gorman, higher power guy, but the average dips. Jordan Walker, kind of middle on both. Arenado's still a threat, though. He put up maybe the most complete season I've seen here. Also 5 triples. How does he do that? What about their pitching, though? What does their pitching look like? They have Shane Bieber. How long have they had Shane Bieber for? All right, he's been there a couple of years, and he wasn't anything crazy in the regular season. 382 ERA, 197 strikeouts. After him, though, the rest of their rotation kind of falls off. I mean, like Sonny Gray and Matthew Liberatore are at least solid overalls. Liberatore, though, only 47 hits per night and 43 clutch. Well, I guess it makes sense then why he has a 6.60 ERA. And then look at all the rookies. They've got 2 rookies in this rotation, 3 more in the bullpen. The rest of their bullpen doesn't really look like anything special, but then you get to Jojo Romero as the closer, and just based on his pitch mix and how hard he throws, he'll be tough to face. So we don't want to go down in the 9th. And then just quick checking in on our rosters. Again, nothing has changed. On the offensive side, our roster stayed the same. There's also no changes on the pitching side of things. I don't know. I feel like that doesn't happen. I feel like the CPU likes to mess with the bullpen. It didn't do it this time. So I guess with all that taken care of, we're ready to hop into game 1 of the World Series. We've got Zach Gallen on the mound. He's finally given up a run in the postseason. I'm pretty sure those are the first runs he's given up. All right, let's go, Gallen. Let's take care of business here. He's got plenty of gas left in the tank. Never had a doubt, and I'm not even really gonna think about taking him out right now with how good he's been for me in this postseason. Actually, though, I was so focused on just keeping Gallen in the game that I didn't even think to look at what's gotten us to this point in the game. So it looks like offensively, it's a homer from Luis Robert Jr. and another one from Vlad, and it looks like an RBI double from Vaughn, and that's been our offense today. Colson Montgomery's been on twice, and then Gallen, he's gone 6, given up the 2 runs, but he's also punched out 9. I want to say going into this start, it said he was at 34 strikeouts, so 9 more puts him at 43. That's in only 3 starts. So how many more can we rack up here before we got to take him out of this one? That helps. And there's another one. I don't even have to hit my spot. I don't even have to make him chase. We can leave the slider in the zone and it's a whiff. Ooh, hang on a second. That's a good swing. Hayes is not going to get there. and we misplayed it. Luckily, there's no speed running, so that was going to be a double regardless. But Zach Gallen is human. That actually almost left. That almost tied the game. And we got, all right, back on track. Chase the slider on a 3-2 count. There's punch out number 11. Ooh, and Tommy Edmonds got an eye here, man. Okay, it doesn't matter though. He swung at a 2-0 pitch, didn't get much of it, and we still have the lead now through 7. Oh, and I'm okay. Starting our World Series offensively with a punch out. It's not really what you want. Bieber's got a lot of pitches, but his energy doesn't really reflect it. He's still, I think he's just under halfway now. And what am I doing? Now I'm under it, man. The timing was there. We got to move the PCI. That could have been a problem for them. Well, Eloy, though. Eloy got a hold of one, and there we go. I mean, if you're going to get a hanging curveball right down the pipe like that, you shouldn't miss it. That felt nice. That felt very nice. And now we have that extra run of insurance going into the 8th. That's a big swing. Big swing right there. And now we have Vlad up. What I don't get, though, and I don't know, I should get it by now because that seems to be how the CPU manages games. But Shane Bieber should not be in this game anymore at this point. I mean, he's already over 100 pitches, and he just gave up his 4th run on a homer, on a hanging pitch. But you leave him in? All right, they didn't want to attack Vlad, which I can't really blame him. All right, that's okay, though. That's okay. That was a tough pitch. That cutter, and every time he threw it, actually was a tough pitch. Ooh, he's not going to get the punch out on the curveball. Nice play from Duran, at least. I don't know. It's almost like I'm conditioned by now that especially once I get to 2 strikes, I expect nothing but the punch out from Gallen. And, well, no punch out again, but another broken, or the first broken bat, another weak contact result. And that one's no harm either. And that was honestly a quick enough inning that I might just leave Gallen in. Might try and get him his 3rd 9-inning outing of this postseason run. Oh my God, okay, Ezekiel Duran with the perfect to center. That's gotta go, right? It didn't? I was so sure, though. Another punch out, man. I feel like that's not normal. I feel like I don't strike out this much, but that's already 3 strikeouts in 5 outs worth. Vaughn, though, Vaughn's gonna get one to drop in. So I mean 3 strikeouts, but also 2 perfect swings, and then that nice swing from Vaughn. So am I hitting good or not? I don't really know. Fletcher. That's not going to drop in. They weren't playing him all that deep. All we got to do is hold a 2-run lead, though, and I think I'm going to rely on Gallen to do it. I mean, a complete game doesn't hit the same as a complete game shutout, but when he pitches like he pitches and he has as much energy left as he has, and we don't have to worry about injuries, feel like there's no reason not to leave him in. Man, we can't pick up a punch out anymore, can we? That's weird. Still getting outs, though, and that's all I really care about. Oh, I mean, hey, we still another 2-strike count where we can't finish him off and get a punch out, but they're still making nothing but weak contact. I mean, he turned on that one and timed it up, but it still only came off the bat at, I think it said 83 miles per hour. Oh, I hung it. I left it in a bad spot, but we get the out anyway. Again, couldn't strike him out. I don't know what was happening there those last 2 innings, but the win's all that matters, and we got it. 1-0 series lead, undefeated postseason intact. Another complete game from Zach Gallen. He might be having one of, if not the best postseasons from a pitcher, but that's also only one. We still got 3 more wins to knock down. All right, so game 2 at home. What's the situation? This time, okay, it's tied 0-0. And it's the top of the 7th once again. So let's get right into it. Let's play a second game today. We've got Jake Eater with the start. He's punched out 14 in 6 innings. Oh my God. He's seen what Zach Gallen's done. He wants a piece of it for himself. He wants some glory. All right, and we get a lefty-lefty matchup to start. He is at 91 pitches. Energy's still good. It's just below halfway, which isn't quite at the same point that Gallen was at. So I doubt we're able to finish the game with Eater. We also, I guess, don't really have much of a reason to look at stats. I mean, we have 1 hit on the board, 1 hit and 1 walk, and we've also punched out 11 times. This is like maybe one of the craziest pitcher duels maybe ever in the World Series. innings. Both pitchers with double-digit punch-outs in 6 innings. No runs allowed. Okay, that was a little scary. When it's coming off of a bat like Nolan Gorman's, that is a scary contact to give up, but it's no harm. And there we go. We are adding on another one with Eater. 15 punch-outs there. And we got another one on Contreras swinging. 16 strikeouts, 7 innings. That's probably where I'm going to call it with him. But what an outing. Oh, man, and we got Vlad up immediately. We can take this lead right away. He's our guy. We may as well, right? Oh, don't. He hung an 0-2 curve. I hit it 106 off the bat and nothing. That's brutal. It was not the easiest thing to do to pick up Sonny Gray's release point. I feel like he's got a little bit of a weird release. Like, I don't know why it's playing with my eyes right now, but yeah, especially on that fastball. Something about it just looks weird. All right, he lost Robert, though, kept missing with that fastball. I'll take speed like that on first for free. And Duran, I got way under it, but what kind of carry does that have? Man, it pushed him all the way back to the wall. And Montgomery, wow, I was so off on that. I got so fooled by that slurve. Not the timing, purely the break got me. All right, well, there's no reason to push Jake Eater any further. He's not quite the same caliber as Zach Gallen is. Running low on energy also, so we'll just take him out. We'll go to Clay Holmes. And wow, okay, little bloop base hit to get things started. That's not cool. Oh, and now that one's getting past Vlad. They also brought in a pinch runner for Arenado with 96 speed. I'm a little surprised they didn't go to third there. I feel like they had a chance. Okay, that should be a double play. And he's not going to go home with 96 speed. Now they need a hit to bring in that run from third. It won't just be contact brings him in. And we lost Edman. It's like a 10 pitch at bat too. It's okay. No harm in that. There we go. We get Carlson swinging. It was good to pitch around Edman then because that was a much easier at bat. And hey, I don't know why this feels like it's happened so quick, but it's already the bottom of the 8th. It'd be very nice to just get the scoring taken care of now, and then we can bring in Crochet, end this game, sweep the first 2 games at home, and I don't know what I'm looking at there. I feel like my eyes almost crossed as that was floating in. And he threw basically the same thing there, except I think that one being a little bit towards the outer half is what made me early on it. Flat. Oh my god, it's another line out. I know that's not a great swing being very early, but still, that's more line outs than you'd like to see. Dude, what is this strategy of leaving these 12-6 curves up in the zone? I mean, I guess it was working up until that swing, and I wish I would have gotten under it a bit. Mejia could have taken this into his own hands. Now we need Hayes to come through. And Hayes isn't gonna come through. I don't even know how I missed that. You know what? I bet I was too early. So that just means we'll have to walk it off. No big deal. 2 lefties due up to start the inning, so we'll go Tanner Scott. He's got a perfect, well, I guess not perfect, but a 0 ERA through 6 innings. No runs allowed. Man, and just an effortless strikeout there of Nootbaar. Are you kidding me? And same thing. If I hadn't missed my spot on the slider the pitch before for him to foul it off, that would have been another 3-pitch strikeout. Dude, they can't see anything. That's 5 takes that have been called for a strike on the fastball. 6 now. Why aren't they swinging at the heat? All 3 at bats, it's been an instant 0-2 count because they don't swing at the fastball. And then we get to chase on the slider. That was a ridiculous inning. One of the most dominant innings I've ever had. All right, well, we got to end it after that. After an inning like that on the mound. We've got Eloy up, Vlad and Robert up afterward. Come on. This is the stretch that ends the game. And we're going to end the game because Eloy Jimenez went deep again on the second pitch of the inning. Vlad was the ALCS guy. Maybe Eloy's the World Series guy. Dude, I don't know what happened in that 9th inning, but all of a sudden, everything just felt so easy. I mean, Scott it didn't even really take thought to pick up 3 punch outs on 10 pitches. Then Eloy comes up, destroys a fastball at the knees like that. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say, but the feeling of it being easy like that is how it felt for so much of this season with this White Sox team. And that's the feeling that I lost in the ALCS with all those extra inning games that I just couldn't score in. But if I've got that feeling back, these last 2 games might be an absolute breeze. So there we go. We took both home games. Now we're headed on the road. And I don't know, with the way I feel after that game, I don't think we're going to be coming back home until it's time for the parade. So let's see what our game 3 situation on the road's looking like. We've got another 1-run lead. So all we got to do is hold things where they are. But that's where I'm going to go ahead and call it for today. We got our first 2 wins. We just need 2 more. Hopefully we can take care of that in 2 games next episode and walk away with our 3rd straight World Series title. So as always, make sure you've hit that like button for me if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe. And thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you next time.